Hey everyone! So I mentioned yesterday that this is our exponential and logarithmic chapter. And I'm guessing that you guys don't know a single thing about logarithms. So we're just going to barely scratch the surface with logs today. But I just kind of wanted to give you a quick explanation of kind of what a log is. So, when we were doing our radical unit, and when we had a square root, in order to undo that, we squared both sides, right? So a square and a square root undo each other, okay? So we call those inverses of each other. You're going to see with exponentials that we can use logs to undo an exponent. So that's kind of the basic what a log is. So logs and exponentials are like peanut butter and jelly. They're inverses. They undo each other, okay? All right. So like I said, today we're going to barely scratch the surface with logs. And today what we're going to do is we're going to convert between logarithmic form to exponential form, and then from exponential to logarithmic, okay? So we talked yesterday about how we have a base. In exponential form, we always have a base, okay? In logarithmic form, we also have a base. Our base, though, is written after the log, and it's kind of written as a subscript, okay? Our exponent, yesterday we talked in exponential form. Our exponent, when we're in logarithmic form, is what it's set equal to. And then in logarithmic form, I'll show you an example in a second. This bigger number is called the argument. And how we would say that, this whole phrase right here. So over here, we'd say b to the x equals y. In logarithmic form, we'd say log base b of y equals x. Okay? And those exponential and logarithmic form, they're just kind of equivalent ways of writing things. So if I wanted to give you an example, I could say 5 to the third is 125. In logarithmic form, I would say log base 5 of 125 equals 3. So you notice our base, our exponent, and then that argument, okay? Another thing I could do is heart to the power of lightning bolt equals smiley face. In log form, that would be log base heart of smiley face equals lightning bolt. Okay? All right. So hopefully you'll get, logs is a harder chapter, so I hope you guys come to office hours if you're stuck. But hopefully after a couple examples, you'll kind of get the feel of things, okay? All right. So the first step we're going to do is we are going to go from a log to exponential form, okay? And in order to help us out with this, we are going to do what's called a log roll, okay? So with log rolls, you always start at the base. So remember, this is the base. Then we go to what it equals, and then what's left. So base, what it equals, and what's left. So we do a log roll. And as we kind of log roll, we're going to write the numbers as we see it. So it's going to be 2, that's our base we said, to the third equals 8. So these forms are equivalent. This would be our exponential form. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to do a log roll. So we always start with our base, what it equals, what's left. So when we write this one, this would be 4. That would be our base. 4 to the power of negative 4 equals 1 over 256. Dan, get out of here. Okay, so exponential form. So going from log to exponential. On IXL today, you're going to see things like this. So notice it's kind of flip-flopped. What you can do is you can either rewrite it, so what it equals is on the other side, and do just like what we've been doing. Or you could do kind of like a backwards log rolling. Either way, we always start with the base, go to what it equals, and then back to what's left. So the way we'd write this is 16 to the power of 1/4 equals 2. And same thing over here. I always start with my base, so what it equals, what's left. So this one I would write as 1/3 to the power of -6 equals 729. And if you were to evaluate all of these things, you notice that all of them would give you a true statement, by the way. 2 to the third is in fact 8. Okay? So in order to do a log roll, you go to the base, what it equals, what's left. So this would be going from log to the exponential form. All right, in this next section then, we are going to go from exponential to log form. So we're going to kind of go backwards this time. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a log roll again. So remember how we started with the base, then we went to what it equals, and then what's left. We're going to do the same thing down here. So base, what it equals, what's left. And now when I write this, we started with our base. Remember, in log, the base is that little subscript number. And now we're just going to kind of write it in the order that we see it. So log base 8 of 512 equals 3. So I wrote the numbers as I kind of see them in my log roll. Okay, same thing over here. So when we do our log roll, we always go base, what it equals, what's left. So now when I write my log, this is my base, 4 is my base. Then we go to 2 equals 1/2. All right, again, in Excel, they like to flip-flop these. So you can either write it so it's 1/4 to the -4 equals 256, so rearrange it. Or you can just do a backwards log roll. Either way, we always start with our base, go to what it equals, then what's left. So my base, we said, was 1/4 to what it equals to what's left. All right, last one. Again, I'm going to need to do a backwards log roll. We always start with the base, what it equals, what's left. So when I write this in log form, we have log with a base of 5 of 1 over 125 equals -3. So here's from going to exponential to logarithmic form. All right. Again, you'll have some Excel work. Please, 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 if you're struggling, let us know. This is only day 2 of this unit. Okay? So if you're struggling now, it's only going to get worse. So please, 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 if you have questions, ask them. Have a good night, everybody.